Welcome to Ink and Inquiry, a place where we talk about books, the world, and sometimes ask uncomfortable questions about the reality. As we are approaching the Independence Day in the US, today I wanted to talk about two books that combine two passions of mine, reading and history. And I also feel like it's a good reminder that the Independence Day is not just about having a barbecue with your friends and wearing star-striped clothes. It's actually about how this country was founded and how people fought for its independence. So the two books are Liberty's Daughters, The Revolutionary Experience of American Women by Mary Beth Norton, and the second one is A People's History of the American Revolution, How Common People Shaped the Fight for Independence by Raphael. As you can tell, both of them share the topic of the ordinary people's lives during the Revolutionary War, and the reason I really appreciate such type of books is not sure about your school history experience. Mine was we talked about important events like war, revolutions. Very rarely we talked about daily lives of people, how those events influence someone's lives. So I feel like with these kind of books I'm covering the gaps. So let's start with the people history of the American Revolution. It gives you quite a good impression of a daily life around and during the Revolutionary War. I definitely could feel how hard and scary the life was at the time and how long it lasted. Just imagine, 8 years is nothing for the humankind, but think how many things happened in your life in the last 8 years. It's a lot. I really admired through this book how the colonists fought for the injustice and how they self-organized for that. It has also historic evidences how that worked and how it looked like diaries and things like that. The sad part though is and the book reminds us about that in order to fight for the good cause, you still need a lot of money, resources. It's going to be dirty, and a lot of people are going to suffer or die, no matter how good cause is. And speaking from 2025, unfortunately, it's still the case right now. And a lot of people are fighting for their freedom daily and dying for the good cause. Now, speaking of Liberty's Daughters, as you can tell from the name, it concentrates more on the lives of the women during the period, and it has quite good comparisons. For example, how was the life different for a woman living in the north versus in the south, how it looked like if you were enslaved or how it looked like if you were a slave owner. Another interesting aspect, it covers how the societal approach changed from politics is not for women. You just need to look your home, you need to make your home cozy, and you need to look nice to this patriotic approach, because of course how else you would motivate women to do the double duty during the war. And the sad part, it changed again after the war was over and men came back home, and you again were a pretty thin that didn't need to think about financial things, how to manage your estate and so on. Also, it covers how exactly, for example, the economic boycott of British goods influenced the life of women. They basically had to produce all the goods that they were no longer able or didn't want to import to produce them at home. Kind of a fun fact for myself, I was super proud to learn that my home state of New Jersey became the first state to explicitly enfranchise women by describing voters as he or she in the election law of 1790. And just think how long it took to adopt the amendment that allowed women to vote in the US. To conclude, I recommend both of these books. I really enjoyed reading them. Despite being nonfiction, they're still quite an exciting read. I really appreciated that they are based on fact. They have a lot of historic references, evidences, documents. An additional level of interest for me as someone who is living in Northeast. A lot of the events in the books and obviously in reality take place around the areas where I live, so you feel the history is much closer to you. Thank you. I hope you will enjoy reading them as well, and happy 4th of July.